Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Complete Sports Media's podcast. I'm your host, Aaron Campbell. Well, today we are breaking down the playoffs. It's the second leg of the playoffs at Olympia Fields, just outside of Chicago, and it was the second leg of the playoffs heading into East Lake this week, the BMW Championship. Olympia Fields was an incredibly tough, really challenging test for the golfers. They set it up like an U.S. Open. It felt like a U.S. Open, the way the scores were coming through. And in the end, the cream rose to the top, and the number one and number two golfers in the world ended up battling it out for the victory. It was incredibly exciting. Such a change from the week before, where Dustin Johnson ended up winning with a 30 under score. The winning score this week was 4 under. And man, was it incredible to see these guys struggle and have a lot of hard times trying to break par. And only a few guys ended up getting into red figures. It was a fun weekend. I sure enjoyed it a lot. How about you, Casey? Casey O'Donnell's joining us this morning.
Hey Darren, yeah, thanks for having me. What a wild weekend! What a great Sunday finish! Just an incredible display of golf. First 3 rounds playing extremely tough, like you were saying, U.S. Open style almost. And then the scores opened up a bit there on Sunday. But wow, what a finish!
Yeah, man, was it ever an incredible finish? Wow.
There was only 2 players under par starting the round, DJ and Matsuyama. So that was just incredible.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, they were saying, a lot of records were being set. Usually you see these in major tournaments, but not in just the regular tour. Not being able to get under par. Just 1 under par to start the round. There was a lot of guys hovering around that figure, but only 2 guys under par to start the round. But I don't know. The conditions were a little bit easier for some scoring. Tony Finau ended up going out early and shooting a 65 and being really with it. Dustin Johnson looked great early. He had the lead going in, and he got himself to 4 under par quite early, and looked like a lot of the field was not going to have a chance. And then all of a sudden, Joaquin Niemann sort of came onto the picture and looked like, wow, maybe this young Chilean has an opportunity. But all of a sudden, Jon Rahm just played lights out, bogey-free golf. Jon Rahm had a bit of a brain fart happening on Saturday on the 5th hole. Came up to his ball and forgot to mark it, picked it up, and realized his mistake right away. But he credits that as what ended up ultimately winning him this title. He shot 10 under par over the next 32 holes and was able to get into the winner's circle. That was pretty incredible. And you always feel for guys when they make little mistakes and they get penalized. But this time it seemed to really fire him up and help him win.
Yeah, crazy just to have a brain fart like that. Just walked up, picked the ball up, and tossed it to his caddy. Like, whoops. Rules official right in. Yeah, 1-stroke penalty. It's such a funny game sometimes when it comes to those little nuances. But you got redemption on the 4th round. He made a nice par putt from off the green live to kind of get that shot back that he made a lot there. And just pedal to the metal all day Sunday. Well, the whole weekend, actually, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that whole weekend. He shot a 75. He shot a 75 to start the round, start the tournament. 71 on Fridays, and you thought, he's way too far back to be able to pull this off. And 10 under over his last 32 holes. He was hitting balls on the practice facility, waiting for Dustin Johnson to finish. Dustin Johnson ended up having to get a birdie on 18 to force a playoff, and he stepped up. He's on top of a hill looking at a 43-foot putt, and he ends up draining it. One of the most clutch putts I've ever seen. It fired Dustin Johnson up. It fired up the small crowd that was around, and force that playoff. It was a pretty spectacular putt that I'm not going to forget for a really long time.
Yeah, it was amazing putt and a great second shot to even get it to there. Into that rough, he landed it just short of the green on stop and was lucky to even get it up, still hold on the green. That putt, incredible, just up to the edge of that hill, dies down, doesn't look like it has enough speed, looks like it's too far to the right, and then it just picks up speed and slides right in. What an amazing finish.
Yeah, it sure was. And then they go to the playoff, and yeah, Dustin Johnson was a pin high on the left side of the green, but looked like he had a channel to putt it up towards. Jon Rahm was way near the back, had a really tough putt. Probably they estimated about 10 foot of break. He had to come down the hill and around the corner, and somehow him and his caddy were able to read that 66.5 foot putt. And we remember Justin Thomas having that big roar when he made his putt about a month ago. Man, Jon Rahm was fired up when that thing finally dropped. What an incredible putt. One of the best putts I've ever seen.
Yeah, an incredible read, great pace, and like you said, 10 feet of break, and just to drop it on top of the hill, coming down. It did look like it's a bit too far to the right again. That just came back nicely to the left and right heart, and yeah, what a celebration. But he said similar to JT's a few weeks ago back there. Just yeah, amazing putt. And Dustin Johnson right after has a putt. His putt wasn't too far off either, a little bit short and to the right, but wow, an incredible playoff.
Yeah, well, it's so great to see number one in the world facing number two in the world in a playoff. It couldn't to come down. You couldn't script it any better than that. Just absolutely incredible that after all these rounds through the season, into these playoffs, it comes to the top two guys in the world. Jon Rahm winning at Muirfield Village a few weeks back and getting number one in the world. Falling back a little bit because Dustin Johnson won again last week. And for it to come down to those top two guys, it's incredible that, after all the golf that has been played, that it really shows that these are, two of the most incredible golfers on the planet, and such a fun, incredible way to finish a golf tournament that is number one against number two, and number two beat number one. He didn't pass him in the FedEx Cup standings. So going into this week at Eastlake, Dustin Johnson will start at 10 under par, and Jon Rahm is 2 strokes back in second place at 8 under par. So I think we're going to see another battle heading down, the stretch run on Sunday between these two guys again.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so great to see them making these big putts and beating each other. No one's losing these tournaments. It's going out and playing that much better and that much better, and it's a great battle. Number one, number two. Wow, it's really cool to see.
Yeah, it sure is. Yeah, it's very incredible. Justin Thomas, he's going to be in third coming into the East Lake. Then it falls back. It's kind of amazing how Dustin Johnson gets to start, with a shot, 2-shot lead, 3-shot lead, and a 10-shot lead on the guys down in 30th place. There was quite the chase for the 30th position, and it was great to see Mackenzie Hughes hole out from the bunker and eventually secure his top 30th position. Changes his life. He's exempt from all the majors now. He can get into playing all the top tournaments. Getting into that position, the person that finishes in 30th place this week still cashes a check for $400,000. So he's going to be able to put a lot more money in the bank, and then to know that he's qualified for all the World Golf Championships and then all those majors. Great to see Mackenzie Hughes pull it off and sink one of the most clutch putts he's ever had in his life.
Yeah, but that bunker shot on 18 was a tricky one. And his caddy were talking whether to play that backstop or not, but then he just hit that beautiful, beautiful shot, caught it nicely. That knee knocker 5-footer, I know every fan was biting their lips for sure. And he hung it out there, and it just curved back into the left, into the center of the cup, which, what a beautiful putt. I don't know, anyone who's played the game knows how tough those putts are.
Yeah. He said it was one of the greasiest, slimiest, toughest putts he's ever had, and yeah, just snuck in on the left side there, and great to see. Another Canadian that was doing really well this season and has had a lot of really great finishes. Corey Connors. He ended up three putting for 5 feet on the 72nd hole, and that ended up pushing Billy Horschel into the playoffs instead of Adam Long. It was amazing that it came down to, one putt. Horschel was playing partners of his, and he looked over and realized, oh my God, I think I might have just got into East Lake and got into that top 30. It's incredible how it came down so dramatically to, a 3 foot, 3 putt from 5 feet from the Canadian.
Yeah, and then you look at Mackenzie Hughes making the one from that same distance. But yeah, that's just all those in and outs of the FedEx Cup. It's nice they have cleaned up a little bit over the years. It was really confusing for many years, but now nice format. You start a tender, and everyone else follows suit. So it's a nice setup now.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on Jon Rahm, that comeback that he made. So when he made that mistake on the 5th hole and picked up his ball without marking it, he was sitting in 33rd, tied for 33rd position. He got a birdie 3 holes later. That moved him up 10 positions, tied for 23rd. He hit a birdie at 15, and he was 13th. Final round, he started in 6th place, 3 strokes back. When he got a birdie right off the bat in the 1st hole, he got into 3rd place, and he ended up moving up into top position. Dustin Johnson had to hit a miraculous putt to just even get into that playoff. And man, is it great to see the Spaniard playing so well. His 5th victory on tour. It reminded me of his 1st victory. He hit a huge bomb at Torrey Pines to win that tournament. And yeah, there's been a lot of talk about Rahm maybe not being able to keep it together because he got really fiery, got really angry when shots didn't go well. It was great to see him keep his composure and play really well, even though he had made that mistake and got penalized. He just really put the pedal down and just seemed to just want this victory more than anybody else. Really incredible to see the guy change, his attitude, the way he handles adversity, and being able to have this huge win.
Yeah, absolutely. His temperament so much better. He has still a little bit of that fieriness, but not quite the snap show that he used to be. Bouncing back like for that 1-stroke penalty very, very calmly. Wasn't too upset about it. Obviously inside he's probably just kicking himself, but really bounced back from that. And yeah, his putting unreal all week. Iron play incredible, and just really great to see.
Yeah. Well, 2 wins in the last 5 starts. I mentioned Muirfield Village, Jack's Place. It was great to see Rahm pull off that huge victory and get an opportunity to see Jack right after the round and reclaim world #1 and start solidifying his place at the top of the standings in the world in the FedEx Cup. Nobody's ever going to forget that 66.5-foot bomb. There was a amazing roar from him, a pretty good roar from the volunteers and a bit of the family that were around the green. Definitely not the same as we would have seen if the fans were there, because of COVID not being there. But it was still quite the celebration when he hit that putt.
Yeah, you're getting a little more crowd noise in there. It was nice. Like when he was on the driving range, keeping loose there, and D made that putt, you could hear that good roar, and he looked like he almost puked in his mouth a little bit. But yeah, stepped up and came up there. It's like super. You could just see like that major focus he had in his eyes, and stepped up, making that unlikely birdie putt to win. It was so nice.
Yeah, so nice. Yeah, we touched on our preview. We touched on guys like Rory and Tiger. Rory Mcilroy has played quite well. He'll start in 12th position coming into East Lake. He'll be 3 under, so he'll be 7 strokes back. Definitely, we wondered what was happening with Rory, but he just made the announcement that he's about to have a baby in a few days. It'll be his first kid. Definitely wouldn't be putting money on Rory this week because he said as soon as he gets that call that his wife's into labor, he's off the course. And so a good chance he's not going to be able to finish this tournament. This is a special tournament that happens every Labor Day weekend. So it doesn't start till Friday, a Monday finish. Yeah, so any of you people that are playing DraftKings or making bets out there, probably good to stay away from Rory McIlroy because he's probably going to leave the course as soon as he hears the word. And I don't know if the baby's going to wait, but good congratulations to Rory and his wife Erica. And yeah, it was good to know that there wasn't something physically wrong with Rory. I think his mind's been elsewhere.
Yeah, that's good to hear. He started the tournament really well. Was right up to the first 2 rounds. Bit of a struggle on Saturday there, and Sunday just didn't quite go low like the rest of the players. But yeah, he looked better for him this week.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
and it'll be interesting to see if he can finish it up next week.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we remember Phil Mickelson having that as he was chasing his first green jacket, and not sure if he was going to leave to be with his wife Amy and try to be there for the birth of his kid. Rory made a comment that, hey, I'll probably be playing in a lot more tour championships, but this is the first time I'm ever going to have my first kid, so that takes priority immediately for sure. So. Yeah, I don't really expect him to be around for sure the whole 4 rounds of this upcoming tournament. The other guy I'd like to touch on is Tiger Woods. He ended up tying for 58th. He didn't break par in all 4 rounds. Just seems like he's off on his putting. Doesn't seem to be able to read greens like he used to. He used to be just so dialed in. I think maybe he's got to get some glasses, maybe some contact lenses, and I don't know. I've never seen Tiger miss so many short putts and so many opportunities at birdie or par. Yeah, he just looks like he's struggling out there right now.
Yeah, he just doesn't quite. Yeah, I don't know if it is his vision or what's happened there. He does have flashes of in some rounds you're like, well, there's the old Tiger again. But when it's over the 4 rounds, he doesn't quite seem to have that focus for those 72 holes. Yeah, whether it is his vision or if it's the nagging injury he has with his back and everything like that, that's really kind of just plaguing him over the years.
Yeah, he he was so dialed in for so many years on the Tour Championship. I've got statistics here from 96 to 2009. He had 2 wins. He had 4 runners up, and he only didn't qualify for the Tour Championship once in 2008. From 2010 to now, he's had 1 win. He hasn't played 8 times, including the last 2 seasons. So, Father Time has caught up to Tiger, it looks like, and he won't be there at East Lake again, unfortunately, this week. The top 30 guys. I'd like to go over a bunch of those top 30 people, and let's talk about some of the dark horses, some of the best bets. Obviously Dustin Johnson has the best opportunity starting the tournament at 10 under par. Jon Rahm at 8 under par, then Justin Thomas at 7, as we mentioned. Webb Simpson decided not to play this past weekend and fell down into 4th position. He'll sit at 6 under par. Do you think that was a wise move for Webb? It looks like he only fell 1 or 2 spots anyway, so only 1 or 2 shots to take off a week, get some rest, maybe come in fresh.
Yeah, that could be a smart move for him. He can get rested up and get a little more focused. Not that he hasn't been playing well, but could always use a little more rest and a little more focus. Being only 4 shots back, not the worst place to start for sure heading into East Lake.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, that's true. The wonder kid, Colin Murakawa, sits 5th place, 5 under par. I expect great things from Colin. He's really had a fantastic season, really emerged onto the scene and has played so well. I'm looking forward to Murakawa teeing it up. Only 5 shots back. If some of the guys stumble a little bit in front of him and he shoots some really low scores, I think he could be in the mix come Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a streaky, fiery player for sure. He's got a lot of records that are close to Ty Woods. He mirrors him for in his young career so far. It'll be really nice to see him play well this week.
Yeah, sure will be. Daniel Berger's played phenomenal, had a really fantastic season. He sits in 6th place. He'll be at 4 under. There's 5 golfers sitting at 4 under. Harris English, 7th place. Bryson DeChambeau, Sanjay M, and Hideki Matsuyama. Matsuyama had a fantastic tournament this week and came in tied for the lead after 54 holes. Played pretty solid and ended up into tie for 3rd place with Neiman. I expect great things from all these guys at 4 under. 6 strokes back over 4 days. It doesn't seem like a huge too big of a mountain to climb. Who do you see emerging as one of the top guys out of that group?
I don't know. Berger's been playing pretty well. I don't know if you saw the hole out he had on Sunday there. Just jarred it from about 120 yards, flew it straight into the cup. He's been playing very solid for sure. And Harris English, his short game, his whole game has been really good. He's been playing very well this month. I'd expect to see good things from him for sure.
Yeah, definitely. You're right. Yeah.
Unfortunately, geez, he's kind of fallen off a little bit. I'm not sure what's happened with him. I don't know if he's having a baby too or what's going on, but yeah, his game just does not seem to be too sharp now.
Yeah, interesting, isn't it? Yeah, he was firing on all cylinders for a while there, but yeah, it seems like he's got to tune himself up a little bit. He played the charity game on the Wednesday this week, and he looked great. They absolutely smoked the other twosome. I think it was something like 58-0 or something, the score. And yeah, he looked pretty good, but yeah, it just seemed to be off a little bit this weekend. Didn't score that well. So then we drop down to the -3 crowd. There's 5 golfers that are sitting -3 starting at East Lake. Brendan Todd had a fantastic season. Rory Mcilroy, we've mentioned. Patrick Reed sits at 3 under. Xander Schauffele and Munoz is also 3, who's looked really good as well. Yeah, that's a great group of golfers, and yeah, we'll see who emerges from there. Who do you look to be one of the top guys out of that group at 3 under?
Sebastian Munoz was playing extremely well. He got 67, 69 on the weekend. He's just been kind of quietly going on his business. He's playing extremely well. I think you'll see some good things from him. Xander Schauffele, I don't know. He doesn't quite seem to be having it. Maybe you never know. This could be the week he kind of gains a little bit more focus. It'd be really nice to see him play well again. But I don't know. He's just again kind of lost that little bit of that edge he had.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on, but yeah, golf's such a hard game to keep consistent week after week, month after month, and yeah, maybe he's got a little bit of downturn here, but maybe he's playing really well as he he'll play really well as they finish the season here. Okay, then let's fall back onto the -2, 16th to 20th place. We've got Lanto Griffin, Scotty Scheffler, Joaquin Newman had a fantastic tournament this week, Tyrrell Hatton, and Tony Finau. A lot of fantastic golfers in that group. As I said, Neiman's been great. Scheffler, 59 a couple of weeks ago. Tony Finau was a lot of fun to watch, really bombing the ball and playing great in so many facets of the game. That's a good group there, 2 under.
Yeah, absolutely. Finau finally broke that streak of not having good Sundays. He's a really high scoring average for a Sunday. But this week, pulling together that 65, really good to see him break that streak. I'm sure he's glad to have that monkey off his back.
No kidding. Yeah, you're correct. Yeah, exactly. It was was crazy how good he was playing the first 3 rounds, and then usually just not being able to pull it off on Sundays, and finally played great. So good to see. Yeah. So then we fall back from 21st place to 25th place. We've got Kevin Kestner, Abraham Anser, Ryan Palmer, Kevin Na, and Mark Leishman. A lot of guys that have played very solid. Maybe that might be a little bit too far back to contend for the weekend. But yeah, what are your thoughts of some of those guys?
Yeah, Kevin Kestner's been playing very strong this month for sure. His putting's been really, really good. Hasn't quite finished as strong maybe he would like, but you never know. This could be the week for him. Abraham Anser, again, he had a really good 2019 season, a really good finish. So maybe some of those memories kind of help jumpstart him. Not that he's playing bad, but it's a game you can always better. So those two out of that group for sure.
Yeah. And then even par, 10 strokes back to start. Yeah, I mean, as I mentioned, 30th position, you're still cashing a check for $400,000. So it's not, poor them that they're finishing or starting so far back. But yeah, a lot of them will have an opportunity to move up over the 4 rounds and get a great chance to cash a huge check. So we've got the 2 Camerons, Smith and Champ. We've got Victor Hovland, Mackenzie Hughes, and Billy Horschel, who finished up 30th position. He actually finished less than 1 point ahead of Andrew Long to make that. Billy Horschel has to, he said he's going to probably send a great bottle of wine or take Corey Connors out for dinner. And yeah, I mean, he's going to be able to afford it. At least $400,000 is coming into his bank account after Monday. And yeah, Horschel won this Tour Championship in 2014 and was the FedEx Cup champion. So it's nice to have a little bit of a pedigree and know what it takes to win. Great group there. Love to see that Mackenzie Hughes is in there, and some of these other guys, really solid golfers and top 30 in the world. Very fantastic season for all these guys, and an opportunity to really further their career, being in all the majors, all the big golf tournaments that are coming up for the next year.
Yeah, for sure. And 10 shots back isn't outrageous to come back from. Even it's 10 shots over the weekend. We've seen that quite a few times. Players come back from big deficits like that. So it will be very exciting to see. There'll be a lot of lead changes for sure, and see how those conditions are come Friday.
Yeah. Tiger Woods did mention that he was really happy that Olympia Fields was such a tough test, get them ready in 3 weeks for the US Open at Winged Foot. Yeah, I guess that was probably quite good to get that test early, get an opportunity to see how you have to play your game, making sure you're hitting the fairways, making sure you're getting it close to the right spots on the green. But yeah, I was shocked at how much of a difference it was from last week to this week, and the scores. Those first few rounds, it looked like possibly nobody was going to get under par. Man, it was an incredibly tough test there.
Yeah, that rough was so thick and gnarly, and those greens so fast and firm. I saw many chips beside the green, hit it, landed in the rough, not even on the green, and still through the green. This is very tough to be able to flop every shot. You hit it and then it stays off, or you hit it and it rolls 40 feet past. It's an extremely tough challenge if you miss it in the wrong spot. So that plays a premium on where you place the ball off the tee and then coming into the green for sure.
Yeah. What do you think we're going to see at East Lake? Do you think they're going to make it as tough like this? I guess it depends on, weather conditions a lot of the times, but yeah, what do you expect from East Lake?
I think it'll be more shoot. I think you saw a lot of birdies. Some days, yes, it'd be a little bit challenging with the weather conditions. That's a huge fit for sure, how that's going to set up the course. But I think they're going to see a lot of birdies out there. Whether that's coupled with a lot of bogeys would be interesting to see.
Yeah, yeah, it sure will be. Yeah, I don't think it'll be as stiff of a test as they had here outside of Chicago. Going into New York, Wingfoot hasn't played from a major since 2006, but has a really good reputation, has a fantastic course. Guys love going and playing there. Tiger Woods and Justin Thomas were able to go there a few weeks ago and have an opportunity to play a practice round. Do you think that gives Justin Thomas a huge advantage when they head there?
I don't know about a huge advantage, but I guess a slight advantage for sure. That's a lot of time between when they played it and when they get to see it again. But yeah, any extra time you get on course, for sure, you're gonna have a slight advantage.
Yeah, the crazy thing about golf is, you watch it emerge Thursday through Sunday. You start, seeing it develop. A lot of guys race out to an early lead and then fall back and then, try to come back. It's hard to go wire to wire. You don't see that very often on the PGA Tour anymore. And yeah, but early on, Rory looked great. A lot of golfers looked fantastic. Jon Rahm after a 75, you're thinking, there's no way you got to write him off. But that's the great thing, and I'm glad you mentioned it because 10 strokes back, he was easily 10 strokes back at points through this tournament, and was able to pull off the win. So let's not count anybody out of those top 30. I love that there was no cut. Jon Rahm definitely wouldn't have made the cut after a 75 and a 71. He would have been outside that number. But no cut enables him to come back. Obviously, no cut this week, only 30 guys. So, you just got to, play really super solid 2 or 3 of those rounds, and you got a really good opportunity to win.
Yeah, that's the best thing about that playoff is anyone you get in that 30, anyone can win it if you can put 4 good rounds together in Eastlake. It'd be be very exciting to see. DJ, I just want to mention there at the start of the round, he'd bird 3 of the first 4 holes. Yeah. I remember watching that and thinking, geez, here we go. He's going to start to run away with it. He'd found something quick in his game, but unfortunately, yeah, he just couldn't quite finish it off, falling for a shot back. But geez, what a start he had to that round.
I know, yeah. You're thinking, yeah, he's gonna, put it out there like he did the week before, and put a score that nobody can reach. And yeah, it really looked fantastic how great he started. But yeah, wasn't able to keep it together. But good on him to keep fighting, and ended up into that playoff. And then to have such a dramatic finish to that playoff. Like you say, he almost hit that putt to force it to a second playoff hole. Just had maybe another few rotations before it faded off. He almost did it. Incredible run of golf Dustin Johnson's been on. He had a bad back problem. He shot a couple of 80s. He had a withdrawal. Was able to figure out how to get his back in shape, and now he's playing unbelievable golf. I love watching the guy play. He's just so easy, smooth swing. He can bomb it so far. Great at all facets of the game. It's just a pleasure to watch a guy playing so well.
Yeah, just bombing it out there too. That he turns through the balls nicely. He's just got that. He's got that flow back together now. So just be that calm and cool through everything too. He doesn't. His mannerisms don't change too much. Most exciting you see is when he made that putt on 18.
Yeah. No, he stays very even keel. He doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low, and they point to that as being one of the main reasons why he's able to keep up there week after week. I tend to like the guys that are really fiery. We see Tiger when he sinks huge putts and jumps around, big fist pumps and stuff like that. It brings a lot of excitement, but Dustin Johnson does it with, very rare. You see a lot of emotion with him, and it seems to suit him and his game really well.
Yeah, for sure. A little bit different than some of the players for sure, like Jon Rahm. Two different players for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's yeah, I don't know. It takes certain temperaments to be good at golf. Sometimes the guys that are really fiery, sometimes it fuels them to big wins. Sometimes it can derail their opportunities at other tournaments. But that's just their personality. That's just the way they are. And I think we see a lot of these guys that are the top of their game. Just certain temperaments works for certain guys. And Dustin Johnson, that huge roar when he sunk that putt, it was rare to see. But yeah, Jon Rahm outdid him. The very next hole, that 66.5-foot putt is I mentioned earlier, something that I don't think people will ever forget. And that was one of the most incredible putts, and I don't think anybody thought it was going to go in until it did.
Yeah, and the golf is such a funny game too. It looked like all the momentum was in DJ's favor. He had made that big putt on 18. His tee shot on the first playoff hole hit that tree and shot right to the middle of the fairway, knocks it on the green. You think, oh, everything's going his way, and then yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, yeah, that was a really fun weekend. I enjoyed it a lot. It was really great to get an opportunity to see world number one, world number two battle it out in the end, and Jon Rahm taking the title. It was a lot of fun, and yeah, I hope we're going to see the same kind of thing this weekend at East Lake with the top 30 in the playoffs. It'll be amazing to see the kind of money that these guys are playing for. $15 million first prize. That's a pretty huge check to fight for. And yeah, I see it getting down and possibly doing the same thing going into a playoff like we did. I think there's going to be a very dramatic finish coming in this weekend as well.
Yeah, I'd say you're right there for sure. If it's anything like the previous 2 weeks, it just, you never know. There's so much excitement, so much great golf to be played.
Yeah. Yeah, well, because of the Friday start, we should do a preview. I'd love to get with you on Thursday. We can go over some DraftKings picks. We can talk about some of the guys and some of the dark horses and things that we think are going to happen. You think we can do something on Thursday to preview this championship?
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's gonna be exciting. Not so many dark horses really. Are down to 30 players, so it should be a really good. You can almost bet the whole field.
Yeah, true. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, DraftKings will be probably even a little bit harder to try to extract the top 6 guys that you think, and yeah, we'll see. But I look forward to looking towards this tournament, towards the Tour Championship. Always a really amazing tournament, and yeah, to be able to see the top 30 golfers in the world tee it up, all of them have a chance to win. I agree, and yeah, let's do it Thursday. Thanks a lot for your time today. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad we were able to break it down.
Yeah, thanks, Darren. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Okay, wonderful. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your week. We'll talk on Thursday. Okay.
All right, sounds great.
Okay, great. Bye for now. Take care. Okay, so yeah, so that was our breakdown of the second leg of the playoffs. That was a lot of fun as usual, man. Yeah, I can't believe the drama that ended up coming down at the end there, and it was yeah, so much fun to see, so much fun to get an opportunity to see world number one and world number two. Take care of yourself. Have a great Monday. Bye for now.